Hey there. In today's video, we'll be learning about different data types available in Python, as well as how to declare a variable and what are the rules in declaring a variable. So starting with data types in Python, first we'll be learning with strings. Now, what is a string? String is a sequence of characters. Now, you'll have to enclose string in single quotes or double quotes. So whichever you feel comfortable with. Now, here is an example like Harsh, which is my name. I've enclosed it in single quotes. Now I can enclose this in double quotes too. Now, second example is cats are cute. Now, this cats are obviously cute. So I've enclosed this in double quotes. Now this means it's a string. Your next data type would be integers. Now integers are numbers. But integers would contain only the whole part, like 100, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what about the decimal part if you ask? Now, the decimal part would be floats. Now, a float is a number with the decimal part. For example, you have here 1.0. So, 1.0 is a whole number, but as it has 0, it can also be considered as float. Now we have 100.4, which is also a float number. Now, what are the other data types we have in Python? Another data type we have in Python, it's called Boolean. So what is a Boolean? A Boolean is a data type which only has two values, which is true or false. So true or false also can be known as 1/0. So true for 1 and false for 0. Another data type that we would have is list. Now, what is a list? As the name suggests, list is a collection of things or items. So it can contain elements from different data types. So, like for example, pizza is a string here. Your 23 is an integer int. Now your bike is also a string. Then your 5.6 is a float. Now, list can contain another list inside it too. So that's another advantage of list. Another thing about list is it is mutable. Now, what do you mean by mutable is the elements inside the list can be changed. Now, this we would be discussing in further classes. For now, you just have to remember the data types of available in Python. Next, we have tuples. Now, what is a tuple? It's just like list. They are ordered pairs itself, but the only changes here is they are immutable. Means the values inside this tuple cannot be changed. Another difference would be list is enclosed between square brackets and tuple is enclosed between rounded brackets. So be careful because this is a syntax. Syntax means the structure of list or tuple. If you make an error here, your computer might not understand you. So that's important here. Another data type would be dictionaries. Now, what is a dictionary? It's not the dictionary book that we know of, which has all the meanings, but a dictionary would be something in Python that is a collection of key value pairs. Now, each key is unique and it is associated with value. Like, for example, if you make a shopping list, bread, how many bread do I want? I want two bread. So, eggs, how many eggs do I want? Dozen. Milk, how much milk do I want? I want a carton of milk. The bread would be the key here, and the two how much I want would be a value. So key needs to be unique, or else it will have conflict with the other keys. We will learn the further examples when we use dictionaries in the further lectures. Another data type that we would be learning, that would be sets. Now set is an unordered collection of unique elements. It does not allow duplicate elements. That's what we need to be careful of. So set is enclosed between flower brackets. Dictionary is also enclosed in flower brackets, but dictionary is a key value pair. But set is just like a list. You can have multiple data type inside set too. So, for example, we have a fruit set here, which has apple, banana, mango, and cherry. These all are unique items. I cannot repeat the same item inside it. So that's it for the data type. Now let's learn about the variables in Python. Now, what is a variable? Now, if I tell you in a vague manner, a variable is something that can store. Think variable as a container. Now, your variable will contain a lot of things. It can contain numbers, it can contain strings, whatever you store into it. Now, the rules of how to declare a variable would be these. Now, a variable can start with a letter. It can start with A, B, C, anything, or it can start with underscore. But as soon as you start with a number like 0, 1, it won't recognize it as a variable. So always make sure to start with alphabets or underscore. A variable name cannot start with a number. So this one rule, it's important. You'll have to remember this while declaring a variable. What about after the start? Now, what about if I've started from capital A? Then it can contain numbers, it can contain underscore, it can contain more alphabets. You can it can be lengthy, it can be short, it can be one lettered, so anything you want. Now, variable names are case sensitive. So this is one important thing that you have to keep in mind while declaring a variable, such as a is not equal to small a, and variable cannot be Python keywords. Now, what do you mean by keywords? Keywords are the predefined words that Python uses. If you try to use print as a variable, it would give you an error. Now, why? Because this is a keyword. But you can use print with the capital P. This is correct because of the case sensitivity rule. Now, we have certain examples that you can see, and variables are declared with equals in between them. So, for example, name is a variable here, and the value that I'm allotting name is John Doe. Now, next, if I want to declare an integer value, so age is equal to 25. Now, your integers doesn't require quotations on them. Then salary is a variable. 2500.50 is a float. We can declare. We can also use this code snippet here, which is var1 is equal to 12, which is a integer. var2 is equal to kitty cat, which is a string. Now, if we try to print var1, it will display 12. If we try to print var2, it will display kitty cat. We can even declare a boolean variable too, like is student is equal to true. So this is how we can declare a variable and assign them to a particular value, and the set of rules that involves in declaring a variable. Now we have more examples here too. Now, looking at this code snippet, we can also declare a variable with a particular data type. Now, what if you don't want your 3, the number 3, to be into an integer? You want it to be string or float. So, how do we declare that? We use str method. Now, if you put str and 3 inside the brackets while declaring a variable, now this 3 in output, it would become a string. Now, same with this case. If you want it as integer, y is equal to int 3. Now, this would give you integer 3. Now, how do you know these both 3 look same? How do you know which is string and which is integer? So, you do print type of x. Now, what this would print is, this would display what type, what data type your x variable stores in. So in this case, it is storing string. So it outputs str. For next y variable, it has integer of 3. So it's going to print out integer, int. Now for the third case, z stores float. Now float, while displaying, you'll get to know because it prints 3.0. So that is a float. Now that's why the print z gives you float. We have further examples too. like how the case sensitivity rule, small a is equal to 4 and capital A is equal to AirEdify. Now we can print small a and we can print capital A. Now see, small a gives you the result of 4 and capital A gives you the result of AirEdify. We have further exercises specially designed for you, so which you can solve. Now in this exercise you will have to calculate the area of a rectangle. So there is steps given here, there is formula given here. I would like you to try this example and improve your Python skills. Now, another topic that I would like to discuss is comments in Python. What if you want a line of code which shouldn't be displayed in output? Like you're trying to explain the code. For this case, we use hash for a single line comment. Now, what if you want to write a multi-line comment? For that case, we need triple quotes. Now, anything would encased in triple quotes would be considered as a multi-line comment. For example, we have triple quotes here. This comment is written in more than one line, and I can print. So commenting is useful when you have to write something, when you're trying to explain a code, and when you are trying to write something that only the person who has the code must see it. So that's why comments are important. So that's it for today. Another thing that I wanted to say is the notes, the slide notes, and the GitHub link are present in the down description. So you can check them out. You can use these notes, you can use these exercises, you can use the code to further develop your skill in Python. So that's it for today. This is Harsh from AirEdify. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.